Welcome to another Study With Me video where you don't just watch me study, but we study together. On this channel, it's about interaction, repetition, so that you can remember the material so much better. So in this video, we'll be studying feedback inhibition. So what you will need is an enzyme, substrate, end products. We have our intermediates, here, and we have our enzymes that interact with those intermediates. All right, so we have what we need. Let's get studying. In step number 1, we have our enzyme. So what I want you to do is to label these sites. What are the name of these sites? What binds to the enzyme in step number 1? After step 1 occurs, what happens in the next few steps? After these next few steps, what is the result? Okay, let's fill in the blank. Here we have our active site. And here we have our allosteric site. What happens in step number 1 is that the substrate binds to the active site. So in the next few steps, we have our intermediate and the enzyme that binds to that particular intermediate. We have another intermediate and the enzyme that binds to that intermediate, and there can be 2, 3, 4 intermediate in this process. But for this example, again, we're going to have 2 intermediates. So at the end of this pathway, we have end result, our end product. Now, to continue the testing, let's see. What happens when there is an increase in the end product? Okay. Well, the end product can then bind to the allosteric site. Once it binds to the allosteric site, the enzyme does what? The enzyme changes shape. What happens when the enzyme changes shape at this point? No, once the enzyme changes its shape, then the substrate cannot bind to the active site, and this results in no intermediates and no end product. Do you think you got it? All right, we're going to do this one more time and make sure it's sunk in. It's time to test your knowledge in feedback inhibition. So I labeled each step 1 through 7. For number 1, what is this site? Number 2, what is this site? Number 3, what happens in this first step? In the next couple steps, what happens in 4 and 5? End result of this pathway, what happens in step 6? When there's too much of 6, what happens after that? So good luck, and I know you'll do well. Well, thanks for studying with me. You can also catch a couple more of my videos, Scientists from the Past and Transcription and Translation. Are you finding that these videos are helpful? Are you looking for a study partner? Then subscribe to my channel. You can also find me on Facebook and on Instagram. Well, I'll see you there.